Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Britt, creator of the StyleShaker, your guide to cleaner, greener beauty, skincare, and more. I try products out for you so you know what to buy and more importantly, what not to buy. Today, I'm back with something I've been wanting to try for a long time. It is the WESTMAN Atelier Vital Skin Foundation Stick. I've put this off because it is $68 and I had a really hard time getting behind that price point. But I did, and I tried it out, and I have some things I want to share with you. So if you want to learn more about this, stick around and let's get into it. Purchased this product. It was a little painful, but purchased it because I want to give you my unbiased, honest review. If you appreciate getting those, then please take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep seeing more of these types of reviews. In a nutshell, this is a cream-based foundation or concealer stick, so it's like a twofer. Maybe that helps with the price. There are 18 shades available. It's supposed to provide medium to full coverage and melt into the skin for a natural finish. That's what this means. 10 years of LA, guys. Right there. It is cruelty-free, vegan, soy-free. Currently no refills are available. I did contact the brand about that. They're working on it. So let's dive into the scorecard. It is the basis of every foundation over here. Keeps me sane and somewhat objective. If you want to learn more about that, then check out the link below in the description. But it starts with the first question, which is always about ingredients. How do they look? Not a cosmetic chemist, I say it every time, and I probably make this hand movement every time I say it. I have tried hundreds of products, and so I look for things that I could see as potential red flags for either myself or extremely sensitive skin types. Look at the list and check for yourself, always. I did not see any major red flags. What I can tell you is that there are a lot of emollients in the very beginning of the ingredients list, which is great if you're looking for something creamy and hydrating. Next up, coverage. How is coverage? It's supposed to be medium to full, right? So does it provide that? Well, I would definitely say this provided medium coverage. I think you can build it up to provide full coverage. When I first applied this on top of my skin, it feels, and I prep my skin with moisturizer, sometimes with oil, it does feel very silky, very lightweight, and it glides on nicely. There's no pulling, there's no tugging. It's super silky and creamy. But overall, I do think it came through on those claims of medium to full coverage. I did find it buildable, not only on all over the face, but I do feel like it was really good for spot coverage as well. So the coverage looked very solid there. And for concealer, brand talks about this on the website, you can intermingle different colors. At such a high price point, I don't think that's realistic for a lot of people. You're not gonna go into this and be like, well, I'll get a $68 darker shade for the rest of the face and then another $68 lighter shade for the places where I want to highlight or conceal. I don't feel like that's reality. That's just a personal call. I'm not dinging the product for that, and I'm certainly not taking away from the coverage. I do feel like it also provided medium to full coverage under the eye. It's just the shade was a little bit dark for me if I wanted a brightening concealer. For coverage, I did give it a 4 out of 5 on the scorecard. Now it's on to finish. Okay, so what I have learned in my own personal journey with makeup, especially foundation, which I never really used to wear, still usually err on the side of tinted moisturizer, to be totally honest with you. Any cream foundation, oftentimes what happens on my skin, which is combination, definitely more dry because it's been so cold lately. It gathers and looks patchy and it sits on top. And usually I would write products off. So the first time I did this, I would have given it a pretty low score as I found it to sit on top like I mentioned, and it really just looked not natural. So I tried a bunch of different things with my fingers, with the kabuki brush, with a flat brush. It just wasn't working for me. Primer. I rarely use primer myself. It's not a product that I like having to use because it means I have to take another step. Very subjective. It's all about the way that I like to go about my routine. I thought, okay, well, primers are supposed to smooth, blur, and help things last longer. Maybe having that smoothing will help. It did. I used a couple of different primers. They all worked the same, so it's not one primer versus another. But when I used a primer and then dabbed this on top and buffed it out with the kabuki brush, that worked. It definitely got more of a natural finish. This really got much better looking throughout the course of the first few hours, and it really started to look more like a natural finish, which is what the brand promised. So the finish got to where I wanted it to get finally after using primer. Is that a deal breaker? No. It actually extends the life of this for me, which is exciting because I was really depressed when I thought, oh great, $70 down the drain. I can't use it. That's my dad. It's gonna go to my mom. Because of having to have that extra step, and because I think this might be a little bit tricky for drier combination skin types, some of you, this might work perfectly. Different strokes for different folks and skin types. For me, it was a little bit tricky. I'm gonna leave it at a 3 out of 5 on the scorecard because again, this is more objective and not just my opinion. If you have skin like me, then now you have a little quick tip on how to use it. Oily skin types, if you have used this and you've loved it, let us know in the comments and let us know what type of skin you have. I feel like that's really helpful to see other perspectives, so thank you for that. Does it last? Easy answer here. It did hold up really well. Of course, I did have a primer there, but even when I didn't have the primer, even though it didn't look that great, this is not sliding off the face. I think the lighter weight really did help. And then of course, like I mentioned, the primer helped a lot. It received a 4 out of 5 on the scorecard for staying power. And last but not least is the shade range inclusive. 18 shades, they run the gamut. I feel like they did a very good job here. If I were gonna be using this as a foundation and concealer, I feel like it would have been a little bit of a miss because I like my concealer to brighten. It's an inclusive shade range, but to use this as a multitasker, I think it's fine. I just don't think I would wanna always reach for this as a concealer unless I really didn't need the brightening, which I kinda like the brightening. 18 shades, I think it's doing a great job. 4 out of 5 on the scorecard. Total score here is a 15 out of 20. Now it's time for my final verdict. Would I buy this again? No, I probably would not buy this foundation stick again. And I'm not really a fan of having to use a primer. I just don't like the extra layer on my skin. And also, this is plastic. It's not new plastic. It's not post-consumer recycled plastic. I have found options that work just as well, actually better for my skin for significantly less amount of money. Yeah, there you go. That's the scorecard. That's my opinion. Now, what about you? What do you think of this foundation stick slash concealer stick? Do you have it? Do you love it? Would you buy it again? Are you gonna buy it after this? What are your thoughts? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you below. Thank you so much for watching today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. See you guys right back here real soon. Until then, bye. What I totally forgot to mention, it's a magnetic closure, which yes, is very elegant. I get it. But is it $70 elegant? I don't think so.